I'm going to show you what to do so that you avoid this. The first thing which we have to look at, especially with this particular one, the Singer Brilliance, make sure that you check your manual which came with your sewing machine, because machines, they come in different forms. But with this one, I've carried out an experiment to see how this tension disc dial affects the threading. I've come to understand that this tension stitch dial doesn't change anything, but the main thing which we have to look at is your threading. I've carried out an experiment which I've gone through, which I've shown you there. You see all the stitch tension dial. I didn't have any problems. The stitch is good back and forth, unless when I threaded the machine the way I wanted to, not following the steps of threading. So threading is very important, everyone. If you thread your sewing machine the right way, following the steps which have been shown there, it will be easy for you. And when you are threading your sewing machine, make sure that the presser foot is not down, because if it's down, it locks up, so it doesn't open the disc, so your threading won't come up okay. Make sure that the threading is up. And another thing which you have to check, if your machine is not sewing the way you want it to sew, the stitch is not very good, like puckering like this, nestling at the bottom. Check your needle. Some dressmakers, I've done it before as well, we don't change our needle. Change your needle every other project. And look at your thread as well. A thread can be another problem which can make your sewing stitch not perfect. So if you check those, you'll be home and dry. Play around with your tension disc and see which one is the best for you using a piece of cloth. Follow your threading as you will normally do, following the diagrams. From 1, have your thread coming through to 2, down here to 3, hook it up in through the tension dialing disc and up to the take-up lever there at 4. There's the take-up lever. Hook it up there, bring it down and thread. My top thread is going to be red and the bottom thread is going to be black. What you want to see, we're going to test by playing around with the tension disc and see what happens with the stitching, how the threading is going to be affected by moving the tension disc from 1 going all the way up to the end. It goes up to 9, and see, we'll play around the tension disc to see how it's going to affect our thread and how we can control and where to stay with the tension disc setting. When my machine came, it came at 5, so I normally leave it there, but for experimental reasons we're going to start at 1 and see what's going to happen. We'll start at 1 and then we start stitching and see if our stitch will be still good. Looks very good, although it's a bit tight, but I think I like it. Move it to 3 and see. It still look very good, although I've got puckering there. I've got it didn't stitch well there, but this one we can get away with it because once we reverse it will be fine. But on the end they didn't do that. When the machine came, it came at 5, so obviously I know 5 is my right tension, so I'll put it at 5. all is good. I've messed up the threading, and then I want to see how it's going to stitch. Doesn't even want to move. I can feel it's getting heavy. It doesn't move at all. I'm only using the hand wheel because it can't move. So let's see how it is at the back. See what has happened? It has formed a nest. So this doesn't affect much of the tension. It's only when you thread it wrong, that's when you find the nestling. So make sure that you do this experiment and see what triggers your nestling of the sewing machine. Thank you for watching. Create something awesome today. Just see it, love it, and make it. Have a lovely day.